So we're gonna try something a little different today. Today we're gonna be working on my daily, which is a 2015 Highlander, because as you guys may know, I have a car that I drift pretty often, and if you guys do follow along with what I do, you would see that I have paid a lot of people to trailer my car to events on either big 18-wheelers or just like single car trailers. And so I'm kind of tired of doing that. I have a Highlander, which should in theory be able to tow a car. So what I picked up today is an OEM hitch to install onto my daily to convert it into a tow rig, along with rear airbags. And I supposed to have the OEM wiring harness, which was a 4-pin connector that will go right there to connect to a U-Haul trailer, so I'll have functional brake lights and everything. I wasn't worried about having a 7-pin connector because the U-Haul trailers have like the braking system built into the hitch, so the trailer brakes should still work. The only big concern I have is the Highlander is only rated at like 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. The trailer plus my car is like right at that limit, but we're just gonna try it, see what happens. I actually did buy this like a year ago, so shout out Toyota of Glendale for doing me a solid. Even though they accidentally shipped me the wrong part, they actually sent me Tundra bed lights instead of my 4-pin connector. I reached out to them and they instantly said, don't worry about it, ship back the bed lights and we'll send you the harness right away. So yeah, shout out Toyota of Glendale for helping me out, even though it's been a year since I bought this thing. It is kind of my mistake for not opening it. And then I also did pick up these rear airbags to help with the rear sag on the Highlander, because these are basically like a minivan, so it's not made to handle the weight of towing. So they don't make a rear airbag kit for the Highlander. This kit right here is actually made for a Sienna, which I read in a Highlander group should work, so we're gonna try it. But yeah, today my goal is just have the hitch installed along with the rear airbags, and then whenever the 4-pin connector comes in, me and Champa will install it. And then hopefully in this video, we might go to U-Haul, rent a trailer, and try towing with it just around the street to see if it works, and if it's something I want to try doing like long distances, which is 3 hours each way. But yeah, I'm not sure. As you guys can see, for the first time, there is no car in my garage because it is off at the stereo shop right now, getting a custom subwoofer box made, which will be in a future video. But yeah, now let's get to work. So what we're going to be starting is under the car by taking off these like trim pieces along with like the fender liners, because this we're going to have to cut for the tow hitch. This is the little trim piece under the bumper that we're going to replace with the new one that came with the kit. So first we're just going to take off all of these like little clips and some screws that are right here, and then we'll get back to you guys. But yeah, the reason we want to take all of that off, sorry that was a little shaky, it's a little awkward to get out, is because we're going to be replacing this bottom section with the new one that comes with the kit that is notched for the hitch. And then we need to cut the little fender things on the inside of the bumper to clear these like brackets. So me and Chama got the little fender liner pieces out from under the car. This was a left side and this was a right side. It was only held on by a couple of 10 mils, some 12 mil twisting things which are right here, and then some clips, but it came out fairly easy. I think it would have been easier if we took the spare tire out. And we also did the clips in the middle, so it should come out. Chama, can you pull it? It's actually coming out?
Yep.
Wow. Oh shit. Oh, shit. Well yeah, that's a little middle piece. Now we can move on to attaching the bracket. But the reason we had to take this piece out is because again, the new one is notched for the little hitch, so we cannot use a old one anymore. But it's kind of a good thing because the old one I had some damage, which I'm not sure will come up on camera. So it's like a 2-for-1. Alright, we decided to look up the instructions, and it said to remove this bracket that's on the passenger side. It's only a 17mm bolt because this is where the hitch will attach, so we're taking this out. And then it said anywhere that there's a clip with like a little flathead and a hex on it, we need to take those out because that's where the hitch is gonna bolt. There's a couple along this side of the rail, some on the bottom, and then some on that rail over there. So we're just gonna pop those out, and then the hitch should be able to go on. So I went ahead and took these like 5 clips off the driver's side of the car. They reveal some threaded holes where the hitch is gonna attach right here. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. And then on the passenger side, we found that there's this like factory tow hitch that uses 2 of the bolt holes that we need to clear, so we need to take this off, which are also 17s, and then we should be ready to go. This is the factory towing point we had to remove because the hitch attaches right here, and this was the other front bracket we had to remove because where this was mounted on the chassis is where these, oh I slipped, where these holes are. So yeah, we have to remove it just to make sure this bolts in. But after we bolt the hitch into the car, or Highlander, we're gonna put this on top so we still have a point to strap the Highlander if we ever need to tow it. Hopefully we don't, but with us trying to tow as much as we are, there's a high possibility something might break. Now we're gonna move on to attaching these brackets because this is what the hitch actually bolts to. So these are labeled left hand with the arrow facing forward and right hand with the arrow facing forward. This just attaches on, can you mock it up real quick, Champa? There on those two holes, just like that. And then the hitch is gonna attach to the two bottom holes, which are right on the side. Oh, I broke those clips. Right on the side of the hitch right here. Shout out these clips, they had a good life. But yeah, we're gonna attach those brackets and then we should be ready to throw the hitch on. I'm not sure how we're gonna record it because there's only two of us, but we'll see. So we got the brackets in on both sides. We left them fairly loose with like an inch of play on each side, so it'll be easy to get the actual hitch in case it is like a press fit. And then afterwards we're gonna snug everything up. Thankfully this kit did come with like brand new bolts with some like red Loctite on it, so we don't have to Loctite anything, we just have to put them in. But yeah, we left it fairly loose. There's only two of us. Let's see how this goes. We did pull out a jack in case we need it, but yeah, I'm gonna put you guys down right here and we'll see what happens.
Nah, it's not that heavy. It's
no,
okay.
the front where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me just get my hand ready with the bolt.
I might be able to hold it up though and you get the bolts in. You gotta take the exhaust off.
No, let's see, like flip it in, like.
Oh, my knee. We're good.
Okay,
Just my knee on the metal.
Wait, hold on. Let me just slip it in right here. There we go.
Ta-da!
That wasn't too bad.
That was not too bad. Two people with a brain, it's not that bad. We just had to snake it around this exhaust, but after that, it went fairly easy. Now we're gonna pull all the bolts in and get back to you guys. So we got the hitch all bolted up underneath the car. Now we're gonna move on to trimming the little fender liner pieces. What we gathered is on the right side one, we just need to trim this little tab off. So we're just gonna go like something like that. And then on the left side one, there's a little bit more cutting. We're just gonna go from this square straight down like this. And then from this one line on the plastic liner this way. In the front, we're gonna cut along this line over and up. And to do that, we're using a little angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. It isn't gonna be the cleanest thing, but it'll work, right?
If it works, it works.
It works. Straight across? Mm-hmm. This cut is so ass. So we got the left side. We spent some time cutting this little section off and then cleaning it up. I did cut a little bit more than I thought I had to cut just to be safe because I don't want to keep going back and forth, and I don't think it's a big deal if you cut too much because there's still a lot of structure in this. But yeah, you guys can see I cut along here and then along the line that used to be right here. And then right here, I just went straight down, over and up. But yeah, we're gonna test fit it now. And hopefully this left side fits. We still have to cut the other side, but let's see. So it fits, it's touching right here. Maybe we should cut some more on this part. Here, I'll pull it out and we can see. What we gathered is on this cut right here, it was touching the hitch. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit more straight down and then we should be good. All right, so me and Chama got the fender liners all cut up and they're all good to go. On the driver's side, we had to cut this much and it cleared everything perfectly. On the passenger side, we cut way too much. I actually ended up cutting this entire like corner off the fender liner, but it turns out if you had this idea still in your head, you could have literally just cut that little bolt hole area out and it would have cleared, but oh well. But yeah, Chamba, what'd you realize from all of this?
Should open up your packages when you get them?
Yeah, because the next thing would have been to install the 4-pin harness to get the like wiring done. We can't put the fender liners in because we're gonna take it back out to do the wiring. So for now, we're just gonna move on to the bags and hopefully in a couple days when the wiring comes, then we'll put it in. But that'll all be in the same video and hopefully towing, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, now let's move on to the bags. So me and Chompa are moving on to the bag install now, and because there isn't an airbag kit for the Highlander, we resorted to using a Sienna kit. and we realized really quickly that it's not going to be just like a bolt-on affair. We're gonna have to drill some holes and do a lot of fucketry to make it work. But yeah, the thing we realized right away with this kit is the bag itself, where the nipple is, needs to go on the bottom, and there isn't a hole on the lower control arm right over here for the little nipple, so we're gonna have to drill a hole down there. And the second thing we realized is the bump stops here are gonna be in the way. So what we think we're gonna do is just remove it. To do that, we're gonna pop this little cover off. There's a 14mm bolt there, and we're gonna try to take it out. But to do that, we have to jack the car up, and now we're gonna struggle with a bunch of like extensions and U-joints trying to get this out, because from what we gathered online, it is kind of an ordeal to get that bolt out for the bump stop. But yeah, now we're gonna struggle. So it wouldn't be an aimless video if everything went smoothly and everything just bolted on. There's always a bunch of bullshit involved, and in this case, when we were doing the rear bags, it was not going smoothly. What we thought was going to be like a 30-minute install ended up being we had to drop the lower control arm and to drop the spring and the spring purge and a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, Champa, what happened?
The bump stop didn't want to come out the spring as easily as we thought.
Yeah, so we undid the bump stop and we were trying to fit it. So first, there was like a little opening on the top right here with like a little plastic cover. We popped that out to get to a 14mm nut. Got that out, but then the actual bump stop was stuck inside the coil spring. It'll be a lot easier to show this when we do the other side, but we just did this side because we were struggling and we needed to figure out what to do before we showed you guys in detail on the other side. But we're gonna walk through what we figured out. So the little bump stop that's inside of here is supposed to be at the bottom right there, but it was stuck inside the coil spring. We couldn't get it out because the spring itself doesn't have that big of an opening. So what we ended up doing was unbolting the shock, and then we undid the lower control arm, and then we finally were able to get the spring out, which let us get the bump stop out. And then we saw on one of the Highlander Facebook groups that someone took the right, whatever this company's called, airlift little bump stop, and they dremelled out the inside so they could put a nut inside of it. So we did that too, and then we used the bump stop on the other side as like a stud, and then flip it. So now we have a bump stop. And then we ended up drilling a hole here on the lower control arm because on the bottom of the bag we need an area for the airline to run through. But yeah, now we're gonna button up this side off camera, and then we'll walk through the other side on camera and show in detail everything that is involved to put airbags on a Highlander, because honestly there is 0 videos on this and there is so much bullshit involved. But yeah, I thought this was going smoothly. I thought we were having a good day for once. Champa, what happened?
I don't know.
Didn't you think today was like actually going smooth?
Yeah. I thought Toyotas were cool.
I thought Toyotas were cool for once. Tow hitch is on. We don't have the harness yet, so we can't put the fender liners in. But yeah, we're gonna button this side up, and then we'll continue on tomorrow when we do the other side on camera. So last night, me and Champa wrapped up the driver's side on the Highlander. It's all buttoned up, and we're gonna walk through what we did, but we are gonna walk through how to do it on the passenger side. But we use the driver's side as kind of like a way to, like, what's it called? Experiment and see what we wanted to do. What we decided to do is we picked up some wiring loom, and we actually put the hose for the airline inside of that, so it's a lot safer from rubbing. We decided to run the airline fill holes to this part right here on the tow hook, and this is where normally the little valence clips onto, but instead of a clip, we're gonna use a bolt right there. We're gonna do the same thing on the passenger side, and then the way we ran it, if you guys wanna go underneath, is the line goes up and then along the spare tire area to right about here where it's zip tied, goes through the top of the subframe, and then down this way over, and then right here we put a riv nut with a P-clamp just to clamp it to the lower control arm, and then it goes right there to the airbag. But yeah, pretty simple setup. It just took a while for us to figure out how we want to run it. The biggest thing is we were trying to avoid dropping the lower control arm, but we realized if you want to do this correctly, you need to drop the lower control arm. Now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna do the passenger side, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. But yeah, Champa, what do you think?
I don't know, it's kind of hot today.
It's hot today?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hotter than yesterday.
Yeah, 100% it was.
You have any plans for how we're gonna go about the passenger side?
I don't know, we'll see. I mean, hopefully it goes easier, but I don't know, nothing ever goes as planned, so
yeah,
we'll see.
And then the other thing is I was hoping that Toyota would ship me the little wiring harness so we could put everything together, but They did this thing where they're not going to ship me the wiring harness until after they receive the wrong part that they gave me, so I shipped that back this morning. Who knows when they're going to ship me back the actual part, but we'll go from there. So we got the wheel off on the passenger side. What we're going to be starting with is trying to get this actual spring out to get the bump stop out, and the easiest way we found to do that is to put a jack here on the lower control arm, take this bolt out so it could drop, loosen the inner bolt, which is right over there, which is the eccentric, just so the arm could go down, and then also take out the shock bolt because that's going to prevent it from dropping right over here, and then just lower the jack slowly down. The spring should come out, and then we should be able to unbolt this, which is just a bunch of 14mm bolts that are right there. 1, 2 on this side, and then 1 in the front.
Toyota for the win?
I don't know yet. So far, the Toyota part was easy. The bags were not easy. And that wasn't Toyota, it's just universal shit. Oh, we gotta do the end link too.
Oh yeah, huh?
How hard could an LS be? We already do crazier shit. It's front wheel drive based though, so like
the fucking LS from
maybe a 4Runner rear end swap with a solid axle. So me and Champa undid the little ball joint on the lower control arm here, and we undid the shock bolt. One thing I forgot to mention is we also undid the sway bar end link bolt, which is just a 17mm. Now that's off, and then we loosened this eccentric bolt on the other side. So now when Champa lowers the jack, staying to the side, the spring should just come out. Is it coming out?
Yeah, it's just...
Yep, it's out. So we're gonna pull the spring out now, and then after that we could get to the top shock little mount. They're not that tight.
Yeah,
So once they break loose, you can do it by hand.
Yeah.
And it's out. That was so much quicker than the way we did before.
Oh, 100%.
And it actually came out. So yeah, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little cover off right here on the little shock mount to get to the little 14mm to undo the bump stop on this side, because this bump stop is gonna interfere with where we're trying to put the bag. And then after that, we're gonna mock up a new bump stop using this mount. So what we're basically gonna do is take this bump stop, put it inside of here, upside down, use the stud that's on here as like a mounting point, and then put on the bump stop that came with the other bags inside of it. Okay, so me and Champa undid the 14mm nut that's on top of this like spring cup. So now what we're gonna do is actually take the little bump stop that was on the bottom out, put it on the inside, and then we're gonna use that as a stud for the new little bump stops that came with the airlift airbags. So what ended up happening is when we mocked this up, the nut doesn't really fit inside of it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this drill bit and basically countersink a little section inside the puck, which will let us put the nut in. But yeah, it's kind of hard to visualize with us just saying it. So what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna drill it out, mock it up, and it'll make a lot more sense after, because I bet you we're just yapping. You'll see. So we just cut a little countersink area inside this puck, and this allows us to put the nut inside. Basically, it's like a press fit still. But now when it is in, you can see when you put it to the side, it doesn't protrude and it won't poke the bag. So now we could go on ahead and take the actual bump stop that was on the inside, put it, or on the outside, put it on the inside, center it using the little thing, the little tab. There you go. And then thread on the little hockey puck. Just like that. And now we have a bump stop again. Simple. There we go. So Champa just pulled out the lower control arm. We already bolted the spring perch back in, but the reason we wanted to unbolt the lower control arm is because now we had to mark a hole here in the center to run the little air line, because the bag needs this little nipple to go through. So the way we're gonna do that is we're basically gonna mock the spring back up inside of it, and then put a little bit of grease on the nipple of the airbag and drop it in. You guys will see, it'll make a lot more sense when we do it, but yeah. The spring perch is now back in and bolted, and now there is a bump stop. So we decided to go against the grease method because we actually did do that on the other side, and the problem was it wasn't centered. So we're just gonna eyeball the center point of the spring perch. So basically we're just gonna put a little center punch, make sure it looks centered, put a little dent, and now we're gonna drill that out to, I believe it was a 1/2 inch, and then we should be ready to run everything back into the car.
Shit, even Bill's mad. There it goes.
We're gonna put some paint on that. Why is the little lip not going away?
We're putting the bag in the spring.
We're putting the bag in the spring. So we went ahead and we put the lower control arm back on the inside of the subframe. It's still out right here. We put the spring back in. We put a little bit of the worst paint job right there just so it doesn't rust. And now we could drop the bag in with the nipple at the bottom. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put a jack here again on the lower control arm, jack it up and try to line it back up with the knuckle. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard to line it up, but it'll go eventually. Just if you're in the same situation, don't give up. But we'll get back to you guys once everything is kind of buttoned up on that side, when we're starting to run the airlines, because it is kind of a struggle and we're gonna need all 4 of our hands. So we got everything buttoned up on the passenger side. For some reason, this side went a lot smoother than the driver's side, but everything's all tight and buttoned up. Now we just have to run the airline. But before we do that, we're gonna prep by putting a riv nut on the lower control arm, kind of like how we did on the driver's side, because we need an area to basically mount the airline where it comes out from the actual bag. So we're gonna put a riv nut here on the lower control arm using a riv nut gun, and then we're gonna put a P-clamp to basically secure that, and then we're gonna run the line up. But yeah, Champa has the riv nut gun along with the M6 riv nut, and now we're just gonna do that real quick. And now we have a threaded hole for the airline. So now we're gonna start running the airlines. For that, we already put a wire loom on top of the airline along with the clamp that's gonna go on the actual bag. And now, Champa has a cup of hot water. We're gonna put that in there just to make the line a little softer to get through the little barb fitting, and then he's gonna stick it on. So for the P-clamps, we're using an Amazon kit if anyone wants to copy. And the size we used was a 3/8, which was a perfect size for the airline inside of this loom that also I got from Amazon, but I got it from like 10 years ago, so I don't know the size. But yeah, we went ahead and put a P-clamp along with the M6 nut on the lower control arm. Now we're just gonna run the rest of the airline to the front, just like we did on this side. And then we'll show how we ran it exactly, because it's kind of hard to explain without all the line there. So yeah, we'll get back to you in like 1 second. So we got the airline ran now on the passenger side. It goes down from the bag up above the subframe, and then from there it goes through here where you can see it pops out where these like AC lines are. I assume they're AC lines. Goes through here up to the front, and then exits right over here where the bumper is. There was just enough line, like there was only this much extra. So now we're just gonna give it a little snip and attach it right here to the actual OEM tow hitch like we did on this side. And for that, we're gonna use the fittings they've supplied, which is basically just a valve stem. But yeah, we're just gonna cut this, attach it, and then everything should make sense. We got both the rear bags done now. Everything is wrapped up. We did end up putting the airlines right here on the bottom of the bumper, which I think is cool because it's like stealthy but easy to get to. You don't really notice it from like back here, but it is like right where the trailer hitch is, so it's easy to get to. This is as far as we're gonna go for today, but the next clip you guys are gonna see is when I get, hopefully, the trailer light harness from Toyota, and then we're gonna wire that in. But unfortunately, I don't have that yet. This is all we could do for today. But yeah. Now we're just gonna wait for that, and then we're gonna install that, then we're gonna test drive it, and hopefully the bags don't pop, because everyone ended up saying I should have got the Firestone ones, so we'll see if they were right. So it's been about a week since the last clip you guys would have seen. I finally got the harness back from Toyota, so now we can finally wire in the factory 4-pin connector, and then we might go to U-Haul and rent a U-Haul trailer and then try towing a car just to see if like the Highlander can actually handle it. But yeah, we got Champa and we got the OEM harness here. For the OEM harness, it's basically 2 sub harnesses and a little module. To install it, we need to take apart like a little bit of the trunk interior, and then you guys would have seen that we installed everything back into the Highlander, including the under trays. To make it a little bit easier, we're going to take this little under tray back out. You can install the harness without it, but we don't want to struggle. So yeah, now we're just going to open up the trunk, take apart all of the interior on the bottom, and see how to go about this. Ready? So it's been about a minute. We got everything torn apart. This little fender liner thing, you guys would have seen, is super easy to take out when we did the hitch. And then for the interior, we pretty much just ripped off the little bin that was in this corner. You just pull it straight up. There's all like the carpet and stuff here, you just move it up. And this bottom piece you just pull up. It's all pretty easy. The only thing is there's one 10mm nut that goes right down there. But other than that, everything is just kind of clipped in place. Now we could start running all the factory wiring. And for that, these two harnesses actually plug in right. Let's see if I can even fit the camera. Oh man, you can see one of the plugs right there, and then right here. These two white plugs is where they plug into. But yeah, as you guys can see, we can't even fit the camera in here, and then this little bottom piece doesn't want to come out. So we're just quickly gonna plug this in and then stick the module in and then run through what we did afterwards, because this camera is freaking massive. It's like probably from where my shoulder is to like right here. But yeah, we'll get back to you once it's all in. So we got everything ran now. It took all of like 2 minutes. We put the little module right back there. It has double-sided tape already on it. That harness runs down along here with some like supplied sticky tape, and then it goes through here. And then can you lift this up? Oh yeah, I got it higher? How'd you get it higher?
I don't know what the fuck.
And then here's the one plug, and then over here's the other plug. We put the little foam pieces around it came with. They just plug right in. It's all pretty self-explanatory, but if anyone needs help installing this, I'm just gonna link the little YouTube video that we watched to install it. But it is pretty long. Honestly, if you guys go to install this yourself, it's gonna take you 2 minutes. But yeah, now we're just gonna put that little fender liner piece in, the trunk interior in. You wanna go to U-Haul?
Yeah, we can go.
Fuck it. And then we're gonna go to U-Haul and try towing. That's on jack stands. That's too low. This is stuck in the garage. What are we gonna tow?
I don't know, we'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out. But yeah, we'll get back to you once everything is all wrapped up and hopefully we're back from U-Haul with the trailer. We got everything together, but we realized there's actually one more step to this. What we find, Chamba?
A fuse.
Yeah, we decided to glance at the manual real quick because we noticed there was a 30 amp fuse that came with the harness and we were wondering what it was for. And it said that we need to basically install this into the fuse box in the engine bay right there. And then we decided to look at the cover what that was for. And on there it says 30 amp towing. So we decided to look, and there's no fuse in there. So we're gonna put the 30 amp fuse in and then everything should work. So we just picked up the U-Haul trailer from U-Haul and it went pretty smoothly. We did have to buy the little ball receiver, but it does seem like we had the right size. Right now we're filling up the tank because we're gonna do a little test to see how much miles per gallon we get towing a bucket on this thing. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. So we just did a full tank. Now I'm just gonna reset the little trip odometer. And now we're at 0 miles, full tank. And then we're just gonna check afterwards. What do you think it's gonna get for MPG?
Shit, what do you usually get?
18, 19?
Like 13?
I say it's gonna get 11, 10. But yeah, we'll see. So far, towing it, just the trailer alone empty, I don't even notice it. Could you tell?
No, not really.
Low-key with the rear bags too, there's 0 sag. This is pretty valid. Now let's see, what car should we load on this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna
Just get a big and pull and pick
up a random car. We're gonna go try to find a car that we could throw on this thing and then tow it. But now that we think about it, we had to take Matt Soar to his house, which is like what, 20 miles away each way. Maybe that could be a good test.
More than that. I think it's more than that.
So yeah, we might throw Matt Soar on the back of this. But whatever we figure out, you'll see right now. So we found a guinea pig. It's Joe with his S13. We got the trailer ready to go up, and let's see how this goes. What was that noise? It scared me so much I cut the clip.
I think it's like my tension rod or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
What the hell?
No, it's stuck. I think it's stuck.
What's it hitting? Don't send it. Well, let's try to figure this out. What was it?
No, the middle of the trailer is on it.
Oh, it's this little bump on the trailer?
Yeah.
Where is it hitting?
Oh, it's like
What is it?
I think he's hitting part of his frame rail. He's hitting his frame rail on this one.
Oh, it's the same thing my car did.
If he goes a little to the right, he might be able to make it.
So go a little to the right?
A little bit to the right. No, other way, other way.
thoughts? You have a dome light?
No.
All right, I'm gonna cut the clip. If the car makes it up, it made it up. If it doesn't make it up, then we gave up.
You have any wood?
You're looking like a real Arabian truck driver. The ones that transport cars?
Yeah.
From the dock?
Is it gonna fit? Keep going till the wheels touch on the front.
It'll hit. Just keep going till it hits.
Keep going till it hits.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Oh shit, it might not fit.
No, it'll fit.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going, you'll hit. Keep going till it hits. Keep going.
I'm letting it roll. Right there. I'm letting it roll, bro.
How hard was that?
Hard with you guys telling me what to do?
Turn the dome light on for me. It's on top of you. Okay, there you go. Keep the door open. Do you want to talk about what just happened with your car in this?
Yeah, we tried to do my car, and then my was the exhaust trumba.
No, the actual frame rail.
My back frame rail was like bottoming out, and then we tried to do this car with the G Tech ramps because Dylan thought it would help.
And the ramp slid out.
And the ramp slid out. Now imagine we did that with my car.
Yeah, that's why we're doing a test right now, and that's why we're not fully committing. But yeah, we ended up putting the little Frontier I have on here because it's the only thing that we feel safe doing. Now we know if I ever want to bring my car to an event with a U-Haul trailer, I probably have to get race ramps, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna strap up and drive and see how it is. But what do you think, Champa?
Do you think the weight ratio with Jiggy is gonna be the same?
This truck is way heavier than a 240.
But like the weight?
If it could tow this, it'll tow the 240 fine.
Yeah.
Because this is a body on frame.
All right, so next clip, we're stranded on the side of the road. Highlander, transmission blue.
Yep, good. So we're towing right now with the Highlander, towing a Nissan Frontier, which weighs how much, Champa?
Like 33, 34.
Like 3,400 pounds. The trailer's 2,300 pounds. We did the math with us all together loaded up in the Highlander. We're at like 6,000 pounds. I'm driving on probably one of the most aggressive like freeways in the Bay Area, which is 680, going up and down like crazy inclines. And I'm not gonna lie, obviously I need to like keep it in sport mode. On inclines I put it in 4th gear instead of 6th, and then when I'm cruising I put it in 5th, but it's fine. Like, what do you guys think?
I feel like I'm in a normal ass car. It's crazy to think I look behind me, the big ass Frontier's on the trailer, but from driving next to you it looked fine. It looked like you were just cruising. Yeah, this freeway is hella like windy and up and down.
How's it feel as a passenger?
I don't think it feels too bad, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Honestly, the rear bags probably are the thing that's like saving us right now, because like this thing feels good. I feel like if we didn't have the rear bags, we'd be jumping everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
honestly, the rear end didn't even like droop down that like far.
Yeah, I mean, you see when we put we didn't record it because we were like kind of rushing. It was pitch black. When we changed the rear bag PSI from like 10 PSI to 35, dude, the freaking back shot up like 4 inches. But yeah, it feels pretty good. Now I feel pretty confident towing my car to events, at least local events at Thunder Hill. But yeah, anything from you, Champa?
I mean, shoot, feels good to me.
Feels good to you?
Yeah.
Any last minute thoughts, Matt?
Feels good. Dylan always feels good.
This guy. Matt wanted me to say that he got rollers with Champa. So you guys would have seen that before this clip, but now the next clip is when we're at the gas station doing a little recap of how many miles we drove, and then we're gonna see what MPGs we got towing way over the maximum towing capacity on a Highlander. I think it's gonna be shit, but yeah,
Me too.
We'll see.
I'm guessing like 13 MPG.
What'd you say earlier?
I said 13.
13? I said 9, 10, right?
Yeah.
Matt, what do you think it's gonna be?
What's your guess?
What's the normal MPG on this?
Like 18, 19?
Yeah, I'll put it at like 13 as well.
All right, we'll see who wins.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Like, bro, we fucked up. We fucked up. Man, we made it. We barely made it, dude. The Frontier. We almost lost it. Cham almost died.
Champa, what happened?
Matt put the straps on it and they fucking fell off, bro.
Right?
Yeah, so we're at In-N-Out right now, and we just glanced at the trailer and we noticed there's no strap on this wheel.
Yeah, fucking
Then
that's strapped the car in and it almost fell out.
then we went over to this side, and it's the same thing. This truck is only on the trailer by hopes and dreams.
Mistaken when I strapped on.
So yeah, the issue is when we threw this thing on the trailer, we didn't really like center it. If you look on this side, that's how much room there is, and then on this side there's a lot more room, and we think because of that,
Yeah.
it popped the strap off. So we're just gonna strap it up real quick, and then
Strap it.
we'll hope it doesn't
Strap
pop
it.
off again. Hopefully you guys don't see the truck on the side of the freeway upside down. You got it? What a unit. So we're wrapping up this video now. We just finished. We just filled up the tank. How many gallons was it, Champa?
6.
6 gallons?
6 on the dot.
It was, yeah, 6 on the dot. Let's see how many miles we put. So I guess to see the trip odometer, you need to take the gas nozzle out so you can turn the car on, but we're at 73.3 miles. Champa, 73.3 miles and 6.027.
Oops. 12.16? That was close.
I think that was close. I said 10.
I said 13.
You were closer.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys made it this far, thank you guys for watching. I guess I have a tow rig now. You guys should never doubt anything just because it's not a 4Runner or a Sequoia doesn't mean it can't tow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and look forward to seeing this thing towing my bucket, which isn't my truck, my 240SX or my other car, in future videos. But yeah, bye.